Local, late-breaking KOLD News 13, live at noon.
New at noon, the Border Patrol today unveiling a new high-tech surveillance tool to help agents keep a closer eye on the border. KOLD News 13's Bud Foster joins us live from the Tucson sector headquarters to tell us how it works. Bud?
Well, Barb, high-tech is right. This is definitely amazing and technical stuff. And this is probably the biggest step forward for the Border Patrol in their surveillance since the television camera. Since the camera came to the border, they are now using radar, and it is much more efficient and much more precise than ever before. The U.S. government went out and bought 40 trucks. They are mobile radar trucks, and they paid $500,000 for each one of the trucks, and 23 of them are stationed along the Tucson sector right now. Just how precise are they? Well, even in the darkest night, even in bad weather, they can tell not only the difference between people and animals, but they can also tell how many people there are, whether those people have backpacks, and more importantly, whether those people have guns. No longer will they waste time sending agents only to find out they were tracking a herd of cattle.
We have 10 backpackers with long arms bringing in narcotics, or somebody bringing in something to harm our country. We don't want to send 2 agents. So this allows us to send the appropriate law enforcement response.
And now also those radar cameras can see about 10 miles into Mexico. So that means that when the people finally get into the border or next to the Border Patrol agents are there and waiting for them. And again, this is not something that needs to be tested. They're already being used on the border, and they've proven to be very effective. At the Border Patrol headquarters, I'm Bud Foster, KOLD News 13, live local late break.
All right. Thanks a lot, Bud.
Today, the U.S. Customs and Border Protection released its State of the Sector numbers between October 2008 and now. Apprehensions were down nearly 21%, but marijuana seizures specifically were up. Agents seized more than 280,000 pounds of pot, 48,000 of that in January. Meantime, the Border Patrol's new mobile surveillance system unveiled today helped with many of those seizures. News 4's Tyler Wing has a look at that, new at 6.
To us, this technology you're going to see today is the future of the Border Patrol.
3 years in the making, Border Patrol brass says the mobile surveillance system, or MSS, has already passed the test in drug trafficking hotspots.
The minute it went up, those large loads went away.
The MSS uses radar to clearly detect anyone within an 11-kilometer radius.
Just creates a whole lot more efficiency for us.
The chances of being detected go up dramatically.
Radar, GPS, night vision cameras, and laser range finders are nothing new for Border Patrol, but it is the first time all those technologies have been combined into one self-contained vehicle.
We can find the motion with the radar, classify it with the cameras, and then bring that situation to an appropriate law enforcement resolution.
Each vehicle costs $500,000. The Border Patrol currently has 23, with plans to add another 17 nationwide. Plus, the MSS can see into Mexico.
So now we can get in front of something.
The mobile surveillance system, just one more tool for agents to keep the United States border secure. With Balanced News in Tucson, Tyler Wing, News 4.
And the device can detect whether the thermal movement is armed, transporting drugs, or whether it's just livestock instead.
KOLD News 13's political specialist Bud Foster tonight tells us why the mobile surveillance system is getting so much attention.
This looks an awful lot like the computer that you use at home, but it is far from it. This actually takes border surveillance into a new era. They can see things on these screens that they've never seen before.
A 360-degree range of motion, so we have a field of view all the way around us.
The Border Patrol is showing off its newest technology, which on the surface doesn't look very impressive, but it's what's inside that makes the difference.
Radar.
For the first time, radar has come to border surveillance. 3 years in the making, it's already deployed, and it's already showing results.
We deployed one in the Arivaca area. And it's an area that historically we've been getting large loads of marijuana, 1,000+ pounds of marijuana. The minute it went up, those large loads went away. And we got, I want to say it was 13 or 14 seizures in a week.
These pictures, provided by Customs and Border Patrol, are meant to illustrate the system's precision. Once the radar detects movement, the cameras lock in, day or night.
Not only can we tell how many people it is, but we can tell what they're carrying.
So you can tell if they're carrying a gun?
Absolutely.
Each radar truck costs about $500,000, and there are 23 of them already in the Tucson sector. They can sweep an area every 10 seconds. They can see up to 10 miles into Mexico. They make better use of manpower and also prevent some of those oops moments.
Too many times we've had an incursion and we'll send a law enforcement response out there to find it be cattle.
Even with all this new technology, it does not preclude, the Border Patrol says, the need for those checkpoints 25 miles in. This sees people, they see cars. At the Border Patrol headquarters, I'm Bud Foster, KOLD News 13, live Local 8 breaking.
The U.S. Border Patrol has new tools that will help agents chase down suspected criminals as they cross from Mexico into the U.S. Fox's Adam Housley went to the Arizona-Mexico border to see how these high-powered cameras work.
Yeah, Omaha, Charlie 55, how you copy, direct?
From a pitch-black perch overlooking the Mexican border sits what Border Patrol agents call the MSS, or Mobile Surveillance System. Basically a high-tech hunter that tracks and targets drug runners, human traffickers, and others up to no good.
It's a mobile truck. We can break it down, set it up 10-15 minutes, and we can allocate the resources to wherever we need them.
Daniel Walker runs the unit that gets quite a workout once the sun sets across the dramatic and desolate Sonoran Desert.
We know how many are in the group, if they're carrying marijuana backpacks, if they're carrying just regular backpacks, if they're carrying any long arms, or any type of weapons.
It's going on 2:30 in the morning. We've been at this now for about 6.5 hours, and so far the MSS has pointed out a group of 11, a group of 4, a group of 3, others hopping the fence. And while it's imperative to narrow these areas down and help agents determine what threats might exist, it's still not perfect. We're still in the middle of nowhere. For example, turn off our light. It's pitch black.
Any technology really we use is not 100% foolproof. But this is really the future of the Border Patrol, what we're using here. This mobile surveillance system is far beyond what we've had before.
So even with this important technology, border agents like Mike Scioli still have to track, looking for any clues across this harsh landscape.
We still use a little bit of that tracking techniques, but with that MSS, it really narrows in a location for us. And then we're able to get out and use that art of tracking again to locate our target.
MSS units are now spread across the border from California to Texas as what has been a trial becomes a weapon to protect our borders. In Tucson, Arizona, Adam Housley.